What's up agents, Flatline here, and today I'm going to show you my status effect healer hybrid build. This is a perfect team support build with its high crowd control and great healing potential. So here we go with my status effect healing hybrid build. Got 2 pieces ongoing directive for 15% status effects, 2 part wyvern for 10% status effects, 1 part Nolan for 10% status effects, and the Imperial Dynasty exotic holster. We'll start off with the mask, the Gatherer's Mask, ongoing directive. It has 1 core attribute of skill tier, 7.5% status effects, and 17.6% repair skill mod. Now, you're going to want to drop one with status effect, and then you can change the main core attribute to skill tier. It's important that we're going to be skill tier 6 for this build. Rolling down. Onto the chest piece. And that's Nolan gear chest piece. You can craft this one, but you're going to need to change the core attribute to skill tier again. Having skill tier 6 is important. Mine comes with 1 skill tier, 7.9% status effects, the armor regeneration, and 17% repair skill mod. Now the armor regeneration would be nice if it come with skill haste. The talent, Empathic Resolve. Repairing an ally increases their total weapon and skill damage by 3 to 15% for 10 seconds. And that's 1 to 7% if self-healing. The effectiveness is increased by your skill tier. See, this being skill tier 6, you're going to give them the max amount. So it's 15% extra weapon and skill damage by healing your friends for 10 seconds. And that is vital for legendary and hard missions. Moving on to the holster, that's the Imperial Dynasty exotic holster. Comes with 1 skill tier, 7.3% status effects, and 8% hazard protection. The talent is Dragon's Glare. While in combat, applies burn to the enemy closest to you within 20 meters, 40-second cooldown. That works perfectly with our next item. The Wyvern Backpack with 1 skill tier, 9.2% status effects, 5% skill damage, and 17.2% repair skill mod. The skill damage itself would be nice if it was skill haste, but trying to get the right drops in this game can be a bit of a pain. The most important thing is trying to get the creeping death. When you apply status effect, it also applies to all enemies within 5 meters of your target, cooldown of 20 seconds. That works perfectly with the Imperial Dynasty holster. As soon as you set fire to a target from the Dragon's Glare, it will jump to all the other enemies within 5 meters. It's perfect for crowd control and legendaries. The gloves, CQB Fist Guard ongoing directive gloves, comes with 1 skill tier, 7.2% status effects. This item again you're going to need to roll the skill tier on, so try and get one with as much stats effects as possible, and then you can add the skill tier. The knee pads, they're going to be wyvern wear with 1 skill tier attribute, 11.6% skill haste and 8.8% status effects. This build you're going to build up as much status effects as possible, the more the better. Moving on to the all-important weapons, we have the Everlasting Gaze Rifle. My core attributes are 15% rifle damage, 13% critical hit damage, and 9% accuracy. The talent, Perfect Perpetuation. Headshots grant 50% status effect damage and duration for the next status effect you apply, cooldown of 16 seconds. Now this will make your blinds and bleeds last 50% longer, so it's important to pop that headshot every 16 seconds to keep up your crowd control as much as possible. Moving on to the send-off shotgun. My core attributes are 15% shotgun damage, 8% damage to armor, and 23% optimal range, but the thing we're really looking at here is perfectly rooted. While equipped and in cover, all skill damage and healing is increased by 30% for 15 seconds. The buff is lost when exiting cover and only can occur once every 60 seconds. This is perfect for healing your team. You get in cover, pop down your hive or heal, and watch it give an extra 30% extra for 15 seconds. Moving down to the skills, we're using the Blinder Firefly. This at tier 6 of all your other status effects is going to make the blind duration almost 25 seconds. And if you pop your Everlasting Rifle talent on top of that, that's an extra 50%. Crowd control is amazing. And the other skill, the Restorer Hive at tier 6, 36 charges. You can pop this bad boy down in the middle of your party and just watch it keep them going. Now the other one you can use is the Chem Hill, or if needed in certain situations you can use both to keep your party going. but with emphatic resolve on your chest piece as well, you're going to be giving your party extra damage every time you heal them. It's perfect. Now for a quick look at the alternatives that you can use. With the Nolan Gear chest piece, if you don't want to use emphatic resolve to keep your party stronger while healing them, you can use Trauma. Applies blind to an enemy hit in the head every 30 seconds and applies bleed to an enemy hit in the chest every 30 seconds. That still works perfectly with Creeping Death, but for legendaries I prefer using emphatic resolve for keeping the party alive. With the mods, you can change them from repair skill to skill haste, depending on how you feel the party needs it and depending on the mission itself. Just remember you're going to need as much status effects as possible to keep these going. Now for the specialization, we're going to be using the flamethrower fireball. There's some really good points in here we can put into, including enriched magnetism formula. The extra 20% burn duration is perfect for the backpack and holster. Fireball tactical link, the allies deal an extra 10% damage to enemies that are within 10 meters of you, perfect again for this build. And the fiery response, on arm break, applies burn to an enemy within 5 meters. And if your Creeping Death is ready, that will jump as well to other enemies. I suggest that you put 15% rifle damage in because of the everlasting gaze, and the shotgun damage because of the offhand. And here's a quick clip showing just how good the crowd control is with this build. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Until next time, this is Flatline, signing off.